Hello everyone, welcome to another video. My name is David and today we are talking about the links between Elon Musk and Hedera Hashgraph. I do to preface at the start of today's video that this is all speculation, right? We're just going to links, a bit of fun to be quite honest. Now we do know last year a big talking point with Hedera Hashgraph and Elon Musk was him tweeting H, the H bar symbol. People referring to Hedera Hashgraph going crazy. What is actually going to go on when it comes to Hedera, maybe SpaceX, new governing council member, so on and so on. But it was referring to a modified form of Planck's constant. And some people are also saying it's referring to Saturn, Stellar XLM. Who really knows, right? But we do know Elon Musk likes to play these games, especially when it comes to Dogecoin. So I want to go with the first part of the video, Hedera versus Dogecoin. Why Hedera is better in every single aspect, especially when it comes to payments, which pushes me into X.com, the platform for everything. Then number 3, the shoot-shaped telecom, that link to Elon Musk, obviously being a governing council member. Lot of value in today's video. Stay around to the end. And without further ado, here we go. Okay, so let's go over some tweets and articles, then we can discuss the information that we have seen. So firstly, we have Elon Musk replying to a tweet here when it comes to sending money with Bitcoin, right? Elon Musk replies, and the thing we call money is just an information system for labor allocation. What actually matters is making goods and providing services. We should look at currencies. From an information theory standpoint, whichever has least error and latency will win. This is correct. Hedera's consensus algorithm is unbeaten. There is no competitor. We can also see him respond to Musk University quotes, reciting what he said in December 15th, nearly 15 days ago now. So few understand this. This is correct. Here we also have an analysis of energy consumption and carbon footprints of cryptocurrencies and possible solutions. Representatives from the National University of Singapore and Birla Institute of Technology and Science. Very interesting points I want to go over here. So we can see in regards to Bitcoin and Ethereum in comparison to other countries when it comes to energy consumption, they have more energy consumption than Thailand, Poland, Egypt, Malaysia. That is ridiculous. You can also see down here, refers to Hedera Hashgraph when it comes to energy consumption in comparison to other cryptocurrencies. You can barely even see it on the list. You will notice when it comes to other projects comparing to other projects when it comes to transactions per second or energy consumption, they will always leave out Hedera Hashgraph because they get beat every single time in every aspect. They're only compared to Ethereum or Bitcoin. It's very, very easy to beat those projects. We're talking about them comparing themselves to Visa being 70 times more energy efficient. We also have a paper here by the UCL Center for Blockchain Technologies, discussion paper here. So we see comparisons outside of energy consumption when it comes to TPS, maximum transaction per second, and being the greenest proof-of-stake network. And with a combination of the superior tech, the low energy consumption, having the greenest network of all, it is perfect going forward in line with the 2030 agenda, right? Everything going green. Also, when it comes to being superior to Dogecoin, if he's in love with Dogecoin that much, you can even have a version of Doge with the HTS, right? With the HTS. Also, with the actual word cited, whichever has the least error. When you think about Lehman Baird, the guy who had the fastest PhD from Carnegie Mellon, who solved the Byzantine general problem, I don't think that guy's ever heard the word error in his life. He solves any error that he sees. Also, what is the everything app? I'm going to let Elon explain.
There's a product plan I wrote, which I wish I'd kept a copy of in July of 2000, where I thought it would be possible to make the most valuable financial institution in the world. And we're going to execute that plan from 22 years ago, which amazingly no one has done. And so I think that's part of why I think Twitter will be ultimately extremely valuable, because I'm going to execute the X.com game plan from 22 years ago.
His vision for the Everything app is to be the best payments platform in the world. And everyone's theory is that when the whole acquisition of Twitter occurred, it's in his grand vision, his grand plan to interlink when it comes to Platform X and when it comes to Twitter, right? Also, we do know it's no secret when it comes to wanting to revolutionize the process of payments. Elon Musk founding a payments company called X.com, which merged with Vial's Confinity in 2000. He was named CEO of PayPal, but it didn't last. Now, we can see a huge affinity when it comes to Elon and the letter X. When you think about his products and his company, SpaceX, Model X or X Model, You can even think about one of his children being named X. I mean, we're talking about payments here, and I truly believe Elon knows what the hash graph, what Hedera is actually capable of. I mean, the governing council itself brings eyes to Hedera anyways. And when we're talking about payments, we're not talking about just a consensus mechanism that has very high speeds, pretty much 100% security when it comes to ABFT. We're talking about, well, not a blockchain here, the hash graph being cited positively in these university studies here, right? Also, I want to push into some information to the governing council member, Deutsche Telekom. So here we have kind of recently, August the 25th, 2022. So SpaceX and T-Mobile team up to use Starlink satellites to end mobile dead zones. Who owns T-Mobile? Deutsche Telekom, obviously a governing council member. What makes this link even more interesting, in the beta stages of Starlink, Lehman Bear's interview asked the question, could Starlink even run on Hedera? He said it's very possible and it even makes sense. I believe this is beginning going forward. Starlink, we have more things to come with Elon Musk and Hedera. Even if you think about more links with governing council members, Google partnership with SpaceX, right? SpaceX is allowing for cheap access to space, and Starlink is loads of internet satellites. Now moving forward to 2023, we can see Hedera at Davos. Regardless of ethics, if you look on paper, who is attending Davos 2023, this is no small feat, right? When you think about heads of state, government officials, leading corporations, ranging all the way from Apple to Volkswagen. When you think about billionaires, right, the actual barrier of entry is very, very high. You have to pay a lot of money, you have to earn a lot of money to enter these World Economic Forum events. So many get rejected. We're talking about tens on top of maybe 100 odd billionaires being there. People talk about all the money. All the money is attending these annual World Economic Forum events. Also, in relation to Elon Musk, the whole theme in the video, we can see here, according to this Bloomberg article from 2008, Elon Musk became a young global leader for the World Economic Forum. He actually replied to this tweet stating, I was invited but declined. Lastly, we have Elon Musk discussing common scalability questions surrounding Bitcoin at a layer 1 level. It mentions the possibility of a blockchain, aka the hash ledger. If you go into Google and type up the hash ledger, the first thing that comes up is the hash graph, referring to Hedera Hashgraph. Very interesting. It's all speculation, all a bit of fun. I think these links are too much of a coincidence, especially Lehman Bear stating it would be perfect, or it would actually make sense for the Starlink to actually run on Hedera, right? We know Hedera is a lean DLT. So many use cases, every sector involved. I think it's very possible. I think that is just the beginning going forward when it comes to Elon Musk products and companies, especially with the X platform, right? The suspicions obviously I've seen with XRP being involved. Could it be XRP? Could it be Hedera? Who really knows? But that's pretty much it for today's video. Made it far. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.
I'm curious if what are your thoughts on that? Are you sensitive to that? And are you concerned about losing some of the special properties of Bitcoin or another cryptocurrency by scaling at layer 1?
Yeah, I mean, these things are helpful to use the physics tools of thinking and say, scale up, scale down, and see if it still makes sense. So if scaling up the transaction block doesn't make sense, why don't you scale it down? And have it be, so that somebody, with a laptop from 2008 can still run a Bitcoin node. Why not slow it down? Oh, you want to slow it down? Well, maybe you're at the wrong number then.
there's actually there's members in the community that do want to slow it down, but I understand your point.
It's silly. The reality is the average person is not going to run a Bitcoin node. So this is and Bitcoin. It was a lot of clever ideas, but these parameters were set. I don't know in 2008 or something, maybe 2009. And there's been some improvements since then, but not a lot. So, it's sort of like there was still in 2008 there was still a non-trivial number of people on modems. So, now it is quite common to get 100 megabit connection just for a house. Some houses have gigabit connections. So, And that trend is obviously in the direction of higher bandwidth and lower latency. And if somebody else doesn't do it, Starlink certainly will. So I have high confidence that you will be able to maintain a decentralized finance system while still having a much bigger blockchain, aka ASCII text ledger, a hash ledger. You can make the hash ledger bigger without suffering from decentralization as the average connectivity improves, obviously.